Hi, Alex here, the founder of Success Moves. Like, thank you first of all for completing the test, the questions. It'll give us information, and it will automatically actually. You've already had the report, but we can have a separate meeting with you to advise you on your specific way forward. I'm really keen on helping companies massively increase sales, not just increasing sales, but massively doing so. What the Americans call blitzscaling. It gives a whole set of challenges that are different, and it's only for those that are obviously very ambitious and have certain attributes ready to scale. Um, so the opportunities are probably best now that they've ever been. We're now talking about exponential organizations. The rate of growth and change is absolutely accelerating, and most people can't adapt to change easily, so they're left behind. So if you can adapt to change, you've got some real opportunities to zoom ahead and be market leader and grow formidable businesses. So it's really the time for speed. There's certain products that are scalable, and obviously that changes on industry, on markets, and a lot of the detail. But there's other things. You need a capacity to support. If your sales growth went double this year, could you cope with it? If it went up 20 times, could you cope with it? Would you have the capacity? All that capacity means, that might just mean machinery, space, personnel, infrastructure, customer service support, the whole range of things. Could you actually deal with it? All the inquiries, emails, communications that would generate. So you need to be able to have an infrastructure to take capacity in place. You also need, if you're going to improve and increase the size of your sales team massively, you need to have visionary leadership. That is the key thing for any sales recruitment. It's not what you pay them or how you treat them. It's a visionary. All of them want a visionary leadership, a clear vision for the future, directed by a clear leader, and they actually buy into it. It's worthwhile for them. They want to be part of that cause. They passionately believe in it. And as we all know, if somebody's passionate about something, you don't even need sales skills, really. There's many people can actually sell it if they're passionate about it in the first place. You need all of these things in place. Sales support is key. That in a lot of companies I've come across over the years is lacking. And the reason for low productivity is usually blamed on the salespeople not producing, but the sales support isn't there and they produce very well somewhere else. So you need a lot of sales support, management, training, coaching, motivation, inspiration, and also a sensitivity to pick up things fast when they're going wrong. So you need a structure inside your company to actually massively scale. If you've got all of that, and the test will review that where you've come out of that, and in our consultation, which is all free, we can really guide you on that. You have certain choices to massively scale. The first one is you're going to have to build a sales team or go in for marketing. Some companies can do one or the other. Most is obviously a mix of both. Depends on quite what your strategic marketing plans are and where your opportunities are. But to do that, you're going to need to raise serious investment, venture capitalists, family offices, or whatever source it comes from. That means giving away a big chunk of equity, and it also means you're adding to a lot of risk. You've got to recover that investment, so you've got to make sure that those monies are spent wisely. And you can waste a lot of time raising money, and time is of the essence these days. You haven't really got a lot of time, but that's one choice. And then when you've raised that money, you have choices of, well, you can have, if you're taking a sales team, there's different types of sales team. You can have a traditional office base, hybrids, remotes, commission only, low commission, high, low, high basic, all sorts of different formulas to build that team. The more office base you are, the more basic salary you pay, the more risk that you've got, but the less overall cost per person you've got. Now, one of the traditional problems with the sales team that people are experienced know that Most companies, to get one productive, profitable salesperson, have to recruit 5 to 10 into their system. So if you're paying basics and office costs and all the other trimmings around that, that one person that produces has to cover the cost, the losses for those that never got to break even. And that is why commission only is appealing to experienced salespeople, because they can get literally 4 times as much income for the same results, because they're not carrying all this dead weight on their shoulders. So the first message there is, do not think that commission only is a cheap option. They're expensive. But you've got a guaranteed return from them. And also you can scale and get a lot of them, of course, because you're not limited by how many basic salaries you can afford. So commission only is one option that can be in an office, or it could be remote. They make it different. It depends, again, on your business. If you need personal visits, the remote is better, because you can recruit people in different cities, countries, etc., that can deliver that. That can be actually quite good. There's different ways to pay them. You can just have straightforward commission only, of which there's a lot of remuneration schemes within that work in different ways, which we can advise you on. You could even sell a franchise, charge them to buy that opportunity. And again, you need the support and structure to do that. You can build a team of affiliates, which is right for some types of businesses. So there are options against the traditional. What choices you make depends on the review you've just done. We've got some information now on what you need to do before you can scale. We can help you. We're a big believer in commission-based teams and remote. And what we've learned is we recruit a lot of the people that aren't actually salespeople at all in many ways. And they're people who want an independence. They're quite strong characters. They want to be free. They want to not commute into an office. They want to work the times they decide. They're really looking for their own business. So we're looking for wannabe self-employed entrepreneur types. In fact, we even call it a sponsored sales franchise, because it's like a franchise, but they don't have to buy in for it, because we supply all of the training, coaching, and management leadership. And it's charged on the results of what's doing. Now, sometimes that appeals to companies for the totally wrong reasons. If you want to go commission only because you've got no money or you're mean, that's not a good motivation, because first of all, they're expensive. Secondly, you need a fair bit of infrastructure to put in place. So it dramatically reduces your fixed costs, but it doesn't eliminate them. Be absolutely quite sure about that. And you need that visionary leadership that's coming in. We can help you in various ways. We can help you to DIY it yourself. You can go to our websites, and we give you a free first consultation free, and we wish you the best of luck with that. The second option is to DIY it with our help. We can consult and advise and direct you to do it yourself. Or we could take the whole thing over, where we'll do the whole recruitment, and also will make them productive, manage training, all of the things that to manage that outside sales, really, as partners coming on board. So there's 3 options there, and you can talk to us about either of those. But go with the free visit, and let's talk a bit more about how you can massively scale. If that's really what your passionate goal is, and you think you've got something really exciting, I'd love to hear about it. Thank you very much for doing the survey and watching this recording. Thank you.